Hello, hello, beautiful chosen family. How are you doing? I hope all is well. In today's video, we're going to talk about monitoring spirits. Okay, I've spoken about this before briefly, but I think it's time to go more into detail with this video. So I'm going to do a brief overall coverage. Okay, with monitoring spirit as a chosen one, everyone has it. Okay, every single chosen one has a monitoring spirit attached to them. Like it's just natural because you're chosen. Every chosen one is going to have an issue with monitoring spirits at some point because the thing about it is that your life is so interesting to just most people like you would be surprised how interesting you really are because for so long again you're programmed, you're taught to play it small. So you don't really chosen ones we really it takes us a while to really really start feeling ourselves to really be confident and not look at it like we're being boastful or arrogant or prideful. But I want you to know firsthand because I experienced that people are really investing in your life, especially when you're online and you post your stories, your videos. The people that claim they cannot stand your life, they cannot stand you, baby. They have your page on notifications. So as soon as you post a story, as soon as you post a video, they're right there. Okay. You got some people, they will watch you online so closely and they'll be right there for every story. But then when you text them or call them, they don't answer the phone. They don't respond to the text, but they in your views. How that work? How does that make sense? So you're always watching me online, trying to see what I'm posting, trying to see what I'm up to. But then when I hit you up, I don't get a response. Or it's like, oh, I'm busy, I'm busy. But again, you're like the first three, four, five people that's watching my story. That's a monitoring spirit. Okay. Now, I won't say all monitoring spirits are evil because some people are bored. Some people, they really do like you, but they're still considered a monitoring spirit. But majority of the time, a monitoring spirit is bad news. Okay. They literally come around your life just to watch what you're doing. And then they go back and run back and tell whoever, oh, such and such posted this today. Oh, such and such said they're going to do this on the 15th. Oh, such and such said they're going to be here this day. Da, 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 da. Like they become so obsessed. But again, in the same breath, they're criticizing you, they're judging you why you're doing this and why you're acting this way, why you're doing that. But they can't help but to keep watching you. They can't help but to keep keeping up with you. So my favorite word, my favorite phrase is make it make sense. Like for me, for example, if I don't like you, I don't care what you have going on. I don't care what your life is doing. It's literally indifference. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. I don't care. I don't like you. But with chosen ones, it's not that black and white. Most of the time, when they say they don't love you, when they don't like you, they actually love you. You're right. You don't like me. You love me. She says she don't like me because she love me. Duh. Like that's literally how they act. That's literally how they treat us. And so when you post online, be very careful. If you don't care, like for me, for example, I don't care, honestly. I don't care what you see. Like if you see my life, you see what I'm posting, it's because I want you to see it. And if you're gonna come up with a judgment or you feel a certain way, okay, bye. You know. But I post what I want to. I post what makes me feel happy. So when I see people watching my stories and they barely ever interact with me, they barely ever talk to me, but you're always here. It's like it's giving very much fan behavior and monitoring spirit. And I don't call people fans or nothing. People always talk about my followers, my fans. Just like I call you on here, I look at you all like my family. Most of the time, if I respond to your comment, I'm like, "Hey, family, how you doing, fam?" I might say love or something like that. But it's not like I'm looking at you like, "Oh, you're just another number on the screen." But for monitoring spirits, yeah, they're fans because you never have anything to say, but you're always here. And for the most part, it's to report back to someone else that doesn't like me. And most of the time, you're just like giving me evil eye through the screen, that jealousy stare, that envy stare, that. Ugh. But it's like, why torture yourself? Like, if I don't like a person, I'm not going to sit there and watch their life every single day and see what they're doing. Like, you're a confused fan, baby. Okay, you just don't know how to express that you love me this much, and that's why it frustrates and it angers you, because you're wondering to yourself, why do I like this girl so much? Like, why is she so interesting? Hey, we got the sauce. God gave us the sauce. That's why. And you could have been on the winning team, but instead you wanted to join the enemy circle. You want to hate. You know, how you gonna hate outside the club? You can't even get in. Chosen ones, we're a club. We're a group, baby. And you hating on us because you can't get in. And then you want to stalk and monitor someone's life. It's ridiculous. And so what I will say is though, be very careful what you post online. If you are online, be very careful what you tell people in person. No matter how long you've known these people, I don't care what the relationship is, unless it's your direct spouse and children. And even so for some people, their own spouse and their children can be their enemy. Sorry, it's real. So use discernment. You know when something feels off. You know when a person is just asking you questions. They're just prying and prying, okay? And I'll go into a more detail of how you know a monitoring spirit, but I'll talk about little things briefly here. If a person is prying and prying for answers, like, what's going on in your life? Like, what's going on? So what's new? Like, did you end up doing that thing you said you're gonna do? And what do you have planned for next week? And like, what are you doing next month? Like, they want to know all of your plans because they want to plot against you. But they make it seem like it's nothing. Like, oh, what you doing next Tuesday? Like, what are you doing around this time next week? Like, they want to keep tabs on you so they could pray against whatever plans you have going on. So when you meet up with a monitoring spirit or you talking to a monitoring spirit and you're like being very vague, but your answer's very bland, very unseasoned, they're pets. A lot of my enemies, frenemies, that I had, and they turned to enemies, they were always an enemy. Tupac has a famous quote, and it says, a person who went from a friend to an enemy was always an enemy from day one. I wholeheartedly agree. I agree. They definitely hate when you don't come back and tell them the tea. People call your business the tea. So when they're like, hey, what's going on? And you're like, oh, everything's good. I'm good. Yeah, everything's good. Very just bland with your answer. They're like, that's it? Nothing else? Nothing bad? And you're like, no. They'd be so disappointed, guys. That they are so disappointed when you have no bad news. It's not really about being fake, but it's going to sound like it. But when people are asking you how you doing, I'm doing great. I am doing absolutely wonderful. And even if your day is awful, even if your week has been horrible, when you are asked, how are you doing? I am amazing. I am great. I feel wonderful. I am better than ever. Because what does the Bible tell us? Let the weak say that they are strong, right? Your words will manifest. When you speak, your words have energy in it. There are frequencies when you talk. So if you say I am, I am, anything you attach I am to and you start speaking bad about it, that's what you're going to become. What you think, how you feel is exactly what you become. So that's why sometimes you got to be a little delusional. Sometimes you do got to do a little fake it till you make it. I'm doing great. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. And that's not a lie. It's actually the truth. You are blessed. You are highly favored. Again, you might have some bumps. You might have some lessons you have to learn, but that doesn't take away that you're blessed. So don't give a monitoring spirit what they want to hear, which they want to hear when you're doing bad. They want to hear when you're down. It brings them joy to know that you're suffering. Okay? With monitoring spirits, they love when you're experiencing trials and tribulations. They're like, mm, this is a great dinner. This, like, you know, I had a little appetizer, but this is a full course meal. Tell me more. That's what they're thinking in their mind. Now, when they're talking to you and they're listening to you tell them how bad your day is going, how bad your week has been, how bad your life has been, they're like, oh my God, like, that's so terrible. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, is there something I could do to help you? I'll pray for you. I'll tell somebody else. But the whole time they're loving it. Okay, they're McDonald's loving it, right? This one particular fake friend of me, when I would tell her I was having something bad going, she would go and call up 2, 3, 4 other people and tell them, right? And of course I didn't know because I don't know what she's doing, but then she would slip up, or she would just come and tell me like, oh hey, I talked to this woman, this person, and I told them what happened to you and they want to pray for you. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate your kind gesture. Like, prayer is always lovely, but you didn't even ask me, was it okay for you to tell my business? You just took it upon yourself to go tell people my business. And I don't like that. Like, my business is private. So if I trust you enough to tell you, that should be between me and you, right? I guess that's a pipe dream in today's world. Because more than likely, when you tell someone a secret, you better be careful. You better be comfortable with it coming to light. Okay? Because people will act like everything's okay until it's not. And they will wait for the moment when it's not to air out everything you've ever told them. And they'll laugh about it. Monitoring spirits are vicious. They are dangerous. They are not your friend. They are not to be taken lightly. You are to guard your heart. You are to guard your thoughts, your dreams. Don't tell anybody your thoughts or dreams until it's already put into play. Once you get that ball rolling, it's been rolling for a while, you can maybe open up just a little bit, but never get comfortable like putting it all out there on the table. Don't do that. Because what you're doing is you're giving people permission. You're giving people access to you. You're giving people permission to be in your business. No, as a chosen one, you need to stay guarded. Literally at all times. You are a powerful, wonderful spirit. And people love getting next to you. You need to be careful. Like I said, monitoring spirits, they're nothing to play with. They're dangerous. Okay? So be extremely careful what you tell them. And when you feel that they're primed for more, cut it off. Your circle should literally be this small, like extremely small. Okay? Extremely small. That's how small your circle needs to be as a chosen one. Because you can't trust people out here nowadays. You can't. It is a dangerous game you will play. You could roll the dice, but what I'm telling you is that because of your light, and I'm very optimistic, but when God shows you when people who they are the first time, believe them. Your light is too bright for most people. So most people in your life, they're going to turn to a monitoring spirit. They'll start off pretending to be your friend. They'll go through that fake phase. And then when things start to fall out towards the end, because whatever is fake doesn't last, then that's when you see that evil energy come out and that monitoring spirit, all the information they collected from you. Whether they asked you outright or they went and stalked your social media and found out. I mean, all your social medias. Like, they want to know all the 411 on you, all the information they can, just so they could try to use it against you. When you wonder, well, why is this happening? Just remember, you were very open with your plans. You were very open with your life. And if you don't mind, okay. But just know there's people out here waiting to try to use that against you or do something even more sinister. I'm gonna close out, but it was another particular party where they literally watched all of my YouTube videos to try to attack me. And I'm like, I got a little upset when I first saw it initially, but then I laughed and I smiled and I realized I won because I'm like, wow, for you not to like me For you to say you hate me, you literally watched a 25-minute video I did of my life and you watched it all the way through. Like you were that interested that you watched it the whole way through. So I don't know about you, but I think someone's lying here. I think someone's really kind of obsessed there, you know? Monitoring spirits are obsessed with you, 100%. They love you, they love your life, but because of that, they also are sick of you because of it, because they don't want to like you this much. They don't want to be drawn to you this much, but they can't help it. Your light is just that beautiful. God is beautiful. Hello, God is love. So when He anoints you, when He blesses you with His spirit, with His anointing, with His presence, with His aura, imagine how beautiful and bright you're going to shine. It's not my fault. Like it says, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Don't hate me. Yeah, okay? Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Don't hate me because I'm God's chosen. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. I love you all so, so much. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Thank you for the support. I pray and I hope you all are learning as well. When you listen, you're learning from this. And always, as I always tell you, we're in this together. As chosen ones, we are doing this together. And I'm so glad we have each other. Right? Remember, God loves you so much more. We'll see you on my next video. Be careful out here. Monitoring spirits are real.